So, at VidCon 2012, YouTube announced that they would be giving everyone who has monetized videos the opportunity to use custom thumbnails! And now, 3 months later, they finally did it. Yes! After uploading a video, we now get to upload a picture afterwards. This is what people see in search, and if it's embedded on a separate website other than YouTube, then that's what they see before you hit play. So now this long sought-after ability is available to pretty much anybody who makes independent content on YouTube. I have a couple of guidelines for what I imagine is the best way to design thumbnails. Rule 1. No text. YouTube sometimes partially obscures your thumbnail with things like buttons or time codes or other things like that. If you put text in the thumbnail, then it might partially get obscured. Also, if you put your title in the thumbnail, then it's kind of repetitive because your title's in the title. What? Rule 2. When you can have your thumbnail simply be a still shot from the video, do it. Of course, when you do stuff like this, you do get more views, but it's like bait and switch, making people think that your video is interesting, but then it's not, and then you get a whole bunch of dislikes. Of course, if you think your video is interesting enough to keep people interested, even though it's not what the thumbnail set makes people think it's going to be, then it could work, but just generally stay away from this whole situation. Rule 3. Borders. Now, borders can be pulled off, but most of the time it just looks weird. This opinion is kind of biased because of my experiences with Instagram. If you don't know, Instagram is a camera app that makes photos that you take on your iPod or iPhone or something like that look like it was taken from an old-fashioned film camera, and it has blur and contrast, and look, that's so much cooler. However, you can also choose borders if you want to, different for each of the films that you process the photo with. Sometimes it looks neat, but most of the time it just looks a bit gimmicky. Also, when you're making a picture that you want to make your profile picture, like on Facebook or something like that, the site makes its own border thing, and then soon you've got a border inside of a border. That's right, borderception. So, that is why I don't use borders in video thumbnails. You're welcome. Actually, now this video strikes me as more of a pet peeves video than a rules video. I think what I want the moral of the story to be is to do what you think looks cool, but to not go all out crazy, because they can take away features too.